So in 2022, we decided to launch a range for the fermentation of coffee sherries. So we start by screening the collection, a big collection, on a synthetic medium to mimic the fermentation on the sherries. So the synthetic medium was very stressful, with a low pH, high temperature, with the presence of caffeine or different organic acid to increase the stress that the yeast will meet during the fermentation. After that, we selected 12 different yeasts, the best candidate, and we went to Nicaragua in 2022 and 2023 to evaluate these candidates in the field, and we taste different conditions. For them, they were experts in the world of the coffee, and for them, they discover a new approach of the enzyme and the potential of enzyme. After these trials, we decided to select 4 products due to their aromatic profile. In Europe, I think the coffee is over-roasted. The roasting can cover these floral, fruity notes. And here, with the specialty coffee, you have a coffee more flavorful because it's less roasted. And we launched this product and trials, experimental trials in different countries, in Americas, in South Americas, and also in Asia, in Vietnam.
A produção de café no Brasil, como a maioria sabe, né, nós somos o maior produtor de café do mundo. Atualmente nós produzimos aí aproximadamente 55 milhões de sacas de café e é um mercado em plena expansão, principalmente na área de cafés especiais, com maior investimento em conhecimento e qualidade dos produtores brasileiros. A principal variedade de café no Brasil é o catuai vermelho, mas tem diversas outras variedades. O Brasil é um país continental. Falar de clima no Brasil é falar de um continente inteiro. Então aqui nós temos diversas regiões diferentes de produção de café, com climas diferentes, temperaturas diferentes, altitudes diferentes. Então é uma diversidade gigantesca. A gente está propondo algumas soluções para os cafeicultores em fermentação de café e, assim, a impressão que eu tenho é que cada vez mais o produtor brasileiro tem interesse na melhoria de qualidade, no desenvolvimento de novos produtos e não só a produção de café em larga escala. O café especial, como a gente está entrando nesse mercado, estou aprendendo bastante, mas dá para notar nitidamente a diferença daquele café comum que a gente bebe no dia a dia, né? Então você consegue diferentes aromas, diferentes sabores. E essa é a proposta, sair daquele café comum que a gente está acostumado, que sempre tomou, agregar valor ao café principalmente, agregar valor e qualidade ao café brasileiro.
Coffee tasting can be as complex or as compared to other beverages like beer or wine. Of course, there is main differences in how we perform and how we describe those coffees and which ways we define quality. The coffee, you have groups and you have specialists that are giving points to those coffees, which can be different from the beer tasting sector. And from that points, you really get the grade of your coffee. Coffee for now, you don't have styles, you don't have really very defined categories. So generally that points already define the quality, regardless the variety of the coffee, regardless if there is or without fermentation, there is a number of points to be evaluated. I have been experimenting so many coffees that I would say I have never experienced my entire life. And what impressed me the most is the terroir of every of those places. Not only the variety of the plant, but you do have typical characteristics that are coming from those different places. especially as a fermentation lover, what stood out in my opinion is that fermentation characteristics that are differing from type of coffee, from type of region, and as well from the type of the fermentation performance, the method performance. We know a little about which microorganisms were used, but sensory-wise, it's being very, very impressed of the impact on different notes, on floral, fruity character that a fermented coffee can have compared to a non-fermented coffee. So it's, in terms of quality, in terms of complexity, it has been a really, really wonderful discovery. Very interesting was to taste the products that were having our yeast that fermented with our products, to taste those coffees. It's incredible. The moment you get in touch with the product, you see how much the fermentation did impact. And with specifically our yeast and our products for coffee, very impressive is to see how the base coffee flavors from that base changing to a very much citric character or very smooth character with sunrise orange. We have as well tasting deep amber, which is very deep, is very profound, very complex, bringing notes of cocoa with more body. And we have really seen the impact already by these two. On the other hand, the cool blue that we have, it's bringing touches of nuts. And also, it's very interesting for a Brazilian perspective. I've heard that this is also a touch of molasses, and it brings very nice character to the coffee. Finally, the green origins are bringing characteristics that goes on slightly floral or vinous side, and taking all together from the base and the 4 products, it's incredible. You really have 5 different products, the base, and when you ferment with 4 different yeast. We hope to continue to support the coffee makers, especially because the environment, so the climate conditions will change. So we hope our products fit globally. So we will continue to be with our clients to understand their needs and innovate and bring other solutions to fit better to their own conditions.